all had our share of toxic relationships, maintaining friendships when you're battling mental health issues. My thoughts on polygamy, I feel like that newlywed phase, yes, that is going to rub off.
Whole lot of rocks in the bus down when it got 10 and I went and got up. Bad luck that I came back to the crib, wanna eat me up, back of the back, she split.
My name is Kee Samone, and if you are new here, I want to say welcome, and if you're returning, I want to say welcome back, girl. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm just doing a sit down, a chit chat, girl chat, get ready with me video. I am using all Fenty products for the face, as you can see. So if you would like to know how I got this look using all Fenty products, then make sure that you stay tuned. Before we jump into the video, I do want to make a special announcement that I did apply for the 2024 Sephora Squad. So if you are not new here and you feel like that my content or just anything on my YouTube channel has inspired you in some way, anywhere from my chit chat videos, my vlogs, to get ready with me's like this, then I ask that you please go ahead and click the link in the description box. Leave me a quick genuine testimonial to let Sephora know that I would make a great addition to this year's upcoming 2024 Sephora Squad. I'm so excited. I decided to step out on faith. If you feel it on your heart, or again, like I said, if you have been inspired in some way by my content, be sure to click that link in the description box. It's also going to be in my bio on my page, or you can go and I have the link in my bio on Instagram as well. So yes, just wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, girl, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Also, do not forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. You want to see what Fenty products that I use to get this look, and just tune into some tea because y'all had some really juicy questions. Y'all had some really good questions. Just keep on watching. Hey girl, so welcome back. We are doing a chit chat, get ready with me. If I'm being completely honest, we're not going anywhere. I'm just excited and obsessed because I have a whole new little setup. For the first time in my life, I have a vanity, so I feel grown. I feel very demure, very mindful, very classy. So I just wanted to go ahead and film a chit chat, get ready with me, because I mean, I have a vanity to sit at. I don't have to sit in my bathroom. I posted on my Instagram story and I posted here on my community tab on YouTube for y'all to drop me some questions. We're gonna go over and head over to my Instagram first. If y'all are not following me on Instagram, make sure you do that, _Kee Samone. I'm very active on there. I'm also like really starting to post content on there and stuff. So yeah, I haven't used much of my Fenty makeup products in a while, so I wanted to do like a full face of Fenty. And also, if you can see that I'm like all glowy, is because I also used Fenty on the body. It's the Fenty Butter Drop, and all the products that I'm going to be using is going to be linked, so be sure to check the description box. But yeah, so we're going to be using the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. I have this in the shade 15. Yeah, I haven't really touched any of my Fenty products in a long time, so I was like, ooh, let's get into some Fenty, like a full face of Fenty. Even though I don't have any Fenty primers, so I'm gonna use my Milk Hydro Grit. So let's go ahead and get into the questions. Thank y'all again so much for leaving me questions. I'm always so grateful whenever y'all drop questions, because I remember there was a time frame and a time period to where it was like, girl, make up the questions. And we hopping right into the tea. How to let go of toxic relationships. Hey girl, if you watching, my girl, that's one of them things. Toxic relationships, y'all. I feel like if you're a woman in her 20s or her 30s, even in your 40s, we've all had our share of toxic relationships. And I feel like regardless of age, it's never easy, you know, to really deal with them. So my advice for letting go of them, honestly, is to focus your energy into other things. I feel like that those toxic relationships, they're always such a big part of our life, and it's what we're focusing all of our energy on and what we're focusing our time on, obviously, because you know, you probably dealt with the person or whomever it is for a very long period of time, and it's difficult whenever you decide that you finally want to give that up, or that you finally want to go another route. But I feel like the best way to let go of that is to put your time and energy into something else. Like, if you don't have any other things going on in life, find some. Okay, and that could be fitness, that could be personal development, that could be your job, that could be if you're in school, a hobby, whatever that may be. Find something else to put your time and energy into, because that is going to take your mind off of what is happening. Now, of course, you're still going to have like those feelings like missing that person, because that person has become such a big part of your life. But also, the only way to break a habit sometimes is by replacing it by something else, and that something else has got to be positive. It has to be something that you're super interested in. It has to be something that is like really able to captivate your energy. And then over time, once you're distant from that person, the feelings will start to fade. Now, this is not an overnight process by any means. I'm not saying this, like, me saying it sounds like it's super easy. It's not, and I know it's not, girl. But you have to start somewhere. That's pretty much it. You have got to start somewhere. Like I said, I'm using all Fenty products, and this is the Fenty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. And to be honest, I feel like that this is like giving a little bit more than skin tint, because y'all know I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, especially right now. My skin is going insane. My skin is going bananas. My skin is so up and down. But like, it's giving pretty good coverage, if I must say so myself. But yeah, you're going to have to put your energy into other things, other healthier things. Don't just go from one toxic thing to the next. Find something to put your energy in that's not another person. Everything has to be focused on you, centered on you, something that is going to benefit you in some type of way. Like I said, fitness, a hobby, school, your faith, just anything that you can fill your time up with, if that makes sense. Ooh, this is another really good question. Maintaining friendships when you're battling mental health issues. This is such a good question, because it's definitely something that I have dealt with in the past, and honestly, and not even like long past. I'm talking about like recent, like last year, the year before last. Like, there's been plenty of times in life where I feel like that I was neglecting my friends, because when I'm going through things, I distance myself. Like, when I'm going through things, like, I like to like kind of fade away in the shadows. Like, I don't ignore people, but I don't reach out. Like, if I'm pulling back, or if you have not, like, if I haven't spontaneously like reached out to you and you're my friend, it's probably because I'm either super busy, and even when I'm super busy and like, you know, things are okay, I'm still going to reach out. But when I'm going through something, yeah, no, you can almost guarantee, you can almost bet that you're probably not gonna hear from me, and that is so terrible. So what I have come to the conclusion of is to basically kind of put myself in the other person's shoes. Like, you don't have to overextend yourself when you're not feeling up for it, when you're going through a lot of mental things, like when you're going through a season of depression, or, you know, you're just battling a lot of things. Hold on, I need to go wet this sponge. I don't know why I didn't do that prior. 1 second. Okay, girl, I'm back. So I find that having some sort of balance as far as knowing your limits. When I'm going through stuff, like I said, I pull back 1000%. But honestly, you have to find some type of balance into being fair to other people, but also being fair to yourself, putting yourself first. So what I mean by that is not overextending yourself. And the concealer I'm using is the Bright Fix Eye Brightener, and this is in the shade Deep Butter. But really figure out what is your capacity, like what is your mental capacity, like what does that consist of? What is it that you can tolerate as far as communication or social interaction? We're gonna start there. Me personally, I am not about to put myself in situations knowing that my energy is not where it needs to be, because I'm not a trauma dumping type friend. I'm not I'm about to ruin somebody's day type friend because I know that I'm going through something. So if I know for a fact that I can't show up in a space or energy that is going to be conducive to whatever it is, and that could be, you know, showing up for a friend, I don't know, showing up to like a dinner or something like that, or whatever that may be, like I don't lie to myself, because my energy, I can't hide. Once I'm at a certain level mentally, it's almost like you can't hide it. Like, now if I'm just having a bad day and I'm aggravated and it's not that deep, like I'm not going through something major, yeah, you know, I can show up and, you know, put a smile on my face. Especially if it's you know, celebrating somebody or something that is just not like about me. I can, you know, put on a smile, put on my best face, put my foot you know, put my best foot forward and show up for my friend. But if it's something where I'm literally like mentally declining, my friend is just gonna have to understand. But you also have to communicate that. I recently saw this reel and I reshared it to my Instagram story, but basically the young lady was saying, don't knit a sweater. And she was basically saying, like, if you want to know something about somebody, or, you know, if you need to communicate something to somebody, you know, you don't want to start knitting a sweater. You want to ask people that. And sometimes I've even found, like, with people that I know, instead of asking people something, they will just assume. And although that's not on you to take ownership of what their assumptions are, you also can, like, take the time to reach out to them. You don't have to tell them all your business. Just tell them, you know, hey, I'm really going through something right now. Can I, you know, send you a gift instead? Or can we meet at a later time? Just be considerate to your friends' feelings, even though, like I said, put yourself first. But you still, if you care about those friendships and those relationships, you have to have some sort of communication with them, because they're not going to know what's going on with you. And the last thing you want to do is hurt someone when you don't intend to. I'm gonna do a second layer of the Bright Eye Fix. This is Honey in the shade 10. You just want to just be cognizant of how things come off. I know it's hard to focus or consider other people's feelings, especially when we're going through things. And again, only to the level that you can handle it. I'm not saying that you have to go out of your way to tell people your business, to tell people what it is that you're going through. But what I am saying is just give them room to know, like, hey, it's not personal. This ain't personal, but I'm going through something. There's something that I need to handle. You don't have to talk about these things if you don't want to. I know sometimes friends get upset when you don't, you know, tell them exactly what it is that you have going on, which you don't have to by any means. But I feel like as long as you do your due diligence by letting them know, like, hey, I'm going through something, like, I can't show up for you 100%. This is where I'm at with it. And if they really care about you, they're really your friend, they're gonna understand. And if they're not, I mean, do they really care about you? Do they care about your mental health? You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. That way, in the future, if they come back to you and they be like, oh, like, you never told me, like, how was I supposed to know that you were going through something? You know that you did your job in reaching out. Now, that's only if you feel the need to. Again, if you don't have like a bunch of things going on as far as like events or people inviting you to stuff or people reaching out to you, then maybe you don't have to worry about this. But if you do have friends that are reaching out to you or, you know, inviting you out to things, just kind of drop a little nugget to them and be like, hey, this is all I have the capacity for right now, and then move like that. That way you have the space and the opportunity to do what it is that you need to do for yourself. Because I've made the mistake in the past of not communicating with people, and it bit me in the butt. Like, I just assume in my mind, like, either nobody cares or that, you know, I don't have to say anything. And it's just like a romantic relationships, your friendships, of course, to a certain level, of course, to a certain degree. This is really the only other product that I'm using that's not Fenty, and probably like my eyebrow stuff. The things that I'm doing for my eyebrows and my contour is not gonna be Fenty, but everything else is Fenty. Child, I look like a freaking Oompa Loompa. Why is this turning so orange? Can y'all tell on camera that this is like turning orange? I look like a pumpkin straight out the pumpkin patch. Anywho, but yes, I made the mistake in the past of just not communicating and like kind of falling off the face of the earth, and then like getting upset with people when they do something that they don't know is like not working for me. Or when they respond in a way like, girl, where the heck you been? Or girl, you ain't gonna be showing, or you ain't been showing up for me. It's kind of like if you tell them that, like they either gonna accept it or they not. They either gonna support you or they not. You know what I'm saying? And you can't force yourself to do more than what you can do, because what you gonna do? Put yourself in a bad mental space just so that your friends can feel okay, just so that your friends can feel good? Like, that's not, to me, that's not friendship. If your friend is making you feel some type of way because you have things going on personally, to me, that's not a real friend. I feel like that if my friend came to me, if I had, let's say, an event, you know, my birthday's coming up in a couple months. So if I had like a birthday dinner or something like that planned, and I invite my friend and my friend comes to me and they're like, girl, you know, I can't come. Like, I have a lot of things going on. Like, I'm really not in a good headspace. I don't want to bring that type of energy to your birthday. You know, I don't really want to talk about it right now, but this is basically all I have. This is basically all I can do. I'm gonna say, okay, do you need anything from me? Like, I'm going to 1000% understand, because that's the grace that I would like extended to me. And anybody who makes you feel otherwise, I don't feel like that person really cares about you, because what? I mean, now if it's like a once in a lifetime type of event, like a wedding or something like that, then you might have to like suck it up a little bit. But like any other just random thing, or, you know, it's just that you're not talking to them as often, they just gonna have to understand. And that's how I feel about it. That's how I would hope that my friends treat me. And that's how I treat my friends. So in order to maintain friendships while you're going through stuff, you have got to communicate. You have to let them know, like, hey, you know, this is why I haven't been talking to you, or this is why I haven't been reaching out, or this is why I haven't came to this event. That way they know that it's not personal, and that way they know that, hey, my friend is going to come around at some point in time. I feel like, you know, real friendships, we do not have to talk 24/7, especially if I have a lot going on. We do not have to talk 24/7, and you're gonna understand and you're gonna love me when we're back to where, you know, we were before, when we're back to where I have the capacity to, you know, interact and be my normal self. Wow, that was such a long explanation, but I think it's just because I relate to that so much. I relate to that so much. What are some ways to increase my confidence, especially when talking? This is such a good question. Okay, the next Fenty product that I'm using is the cream blush, and this is in the shade Summertime Wine. I absolutely love this blush. I haven't used this blush in a long time because I've been so stuck on the Rare Beauty liquid blush. But yeah, it's like a cream. I'm almost, yeah, I am actually hitting pan on this. I need to get another one. Ways to increase your confidence, especially when talking to people. Now, clearly, building confidence is just one of those things that I've literally been harping on for the past couple of years, because that's something that I've been doing in my personal life a lot. And so when it comes to just building confidence in general, I feel like the first step really to building confidence is figuring out where that lack of confidence stems from. Getting to the root of issues, for me, is the way that I'm able to solve problems, is by dissecting them. And everybody's not like that. Everybody, you know, some people want to just put a band-aid on it. Some people don't want to go that deep, and that's cool. That's fine. Dang, that's a lot of blush. And that's cool and that's fine. But I feel like that finding the root of why you are not as confident as you want to be. Lately, I've been putting a little bit of blush on my lid, like taking it all the way up to my temple, and then like kind of putting it on my lid a little bit. I feel like since it's not summertime, or since, you know, summer is ending, that I probably won't do that throughout the fall. But yeah, just for these makeup purposes. We're just having fun here. We're not going anywhere. It's okay. Everybody is not like that. Everybody does not want to know the root to their problems. Everybody doesn't want to do like the hard work to figure out why certain things are the way that they are in their life. But I feel like that is how you are able to fix things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like taking your car to the dealership and figuring out why it's making this noise. Okay, they're gonna have to pop the trunk and they're gonna have to do some digging. They're gonna have to run some diagnostics and they're gonna have to figure something out. Now, when it comes to having confidence speaking to people, and I'm just gonna use this in an aspect of like speaking to people like face to face, but also like public speaking. That is something that you just have to practice. That's one of those things that you're going to have to do uncomfortably until you're comfortable doing it. For example, me being on YouTube, I had to get comfortable talking to my camera uncomfortably, essentially. Like, some things you just have to do uncomfortably, or do it uncomfortable until you are comfortable. Don't make any sense. I know that's like a hard thing to wrap your brain around, especially when it's something that you are literally like deathly afraid of. But that's just the truth. Like, some things in life you literally have to do scared. You literally have to do it scared, and you have to do it over and over and over and over and over again until you are confident, until you feel like, okay, I got this. As the only way that you're going to build confidence in something is to start it and to stick to it. Your thoughts on polygamy? Wow, y'all, that was a little juicy, my thoughts on polygamy, I feel like that it could work with the right people. I've never really, you know, thought about it for myself personally, only because I feel like I'm just such a, I guess I could say, selfish with my person. But I feel like that you can possibly be like selfish with more than one person, for sure. I think that as long as there is communication, open communication with all parties, nothing is going on outside of people knowledge, nothing's going on behind people's backs. Like, I feel like that's the main thing, is having that open line of communication. But I feel like that it could definitely work. I don't judge anybody in the way that they love. I don't judge anybody. Oh, I didn't tell y'all what I was using. This is the liquid kilowatt, and this is in Honey Hottie. So I'm just putting, I just dotted that up here, and I'm gonna just bronze up my cheeks just a little bit more. I know that I put on the contour, but it's just gonna give me like a nice little golden glow. But yeah, I don't judge how people love. I don't judge how people live their life, because at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with me. Like, if it works for people, I'm cheering you on. I've never thought to try it, just because, like I said, I'm always been selfish with my person, and I feel like that me mentally, I can't deal with more than one person at one time. I just feel like it would be too much for me. Like, I would be so scatterbrained. I would feel like I'm, you know, not able to give my all to multiple people, because I don't know, I just don't know how I would balance myself out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how I would accomplish that. I'm sure it could be done, but again, it's just not something that I've thought about to put myself in those shoes to figure that out. So I think that that's why I probably think like that. I would not judge if one of my close friends, best friends, anybody, family member ever came to me and they was like, these is my women. I'm gonna be like, hey sis, hey girl, hey sis number 2, sis number 3, sis number 4. Will you ever do a meet and greet? I would most definitely want to do a meet and greet, for sure. So I'm setting my under eye with the Universal Invisimatte. This I have definitely hit pan on, but it's like a light pink powder, and I used to love this. Okay. Ooh, look at how smooth that under eye is. Like, hold up, like, y'all see the difference? You see? Super good. But yeah, I would most definitely do a meet and greet. I feel like that I would want my meet and greet, you know, once we are at that point where I feel like that there would be people that would actually show up. Like, I'm sure there's people that would show up, but like, it's something that I would want to have like a community type event. And when I say community, like women's, I don't want to say women's empowerment group, but it's gonna be given that. Like, when I have a meet and greet, like when that time comes and, you know, it's like the demand is up for that, and I know that there would be like a significant amount of women that will want to come, I would want to do workshop type of deal, have y'all leave with journals, and us have like a real, make a real connection. Like, I want to talk to y'all about all things like confidence, women empowerment, like have y'all go home with some goodies, like I said, like journals, stuff like that. Have a moment where we can all share our stories. I also want to have other women that I know that are, you know, influential personally, like invite them to like speak, you know, have something like that, like a little workshop type of deal. Like, that's what I envision, because that's just something that I'm really passionate about. Like, us talking about mental health, us talking about blowing up, us talking about confidence, all of those things. That's the type of vibe that I would be going for. I would so do it. Like, I would be so down and so excited to do that. That's gonna come one day. That's gonna come one day. I know. I'm saying it now. It's gonna happen one day. I would love to do it. Let's see. My boyfriend and I just hit 3 years, and the sexual thrill has diminished a bit. I guess it's kind of expected, but any tips on keeping that fire burning bright? That's around the time where it's like, all right, let's spice things up a little bit. Let's whatever, because it's like the newly wed phase. I mean, I know y'all are not married, but it's like the newly dating, newly wed phase. Yes, that is going to rub off at some point in time. My wife and I have been together for a little over 6 years, and we've been married for a little over 5 years. So we got married pretty quickly. We just knew. So I feel like that our newly dating stage and our newlywed stage like was kind of merged together a little bit, just because it was so close in time and proximity. But with us having been married for 5 years now, and like all the, I guess, quote unquote exciting things, like things that are just new and fresh or whatever, like all that stuff has worn off. When you talk about intimacy or just dating your partner, period, it's something that you constantly have to put effort into. So it's something that's ever evolving, because you as a person are going to evolve, you and your partner are going to evolve. That's just something that you kind of have to, I think you have to explore with such an open mind that there's no rule book to it. You have to ask, like literally directly ask your partner, like, what is something that you want to do? Like, what is something that you want to try? That's the type of conversations you have to have. It could be a conversation about like, what do they want to do? Are there things that they're interested in that they were no longer interested, or are there things that they're interested in that they maybe weren't interested in before? Or are there things that they're no longer interested in that they were interested in before? Also, continuing to date, trying new things, role playing. Role playing is super fun, like pretending like you're on a first date, going out together and pretending to meet each other there, traveling together. That is super spicy. It sparks excitement within you, especially and again, I'm not just talking about sex, I'm talking about like just the whole experience of traveling together, especially when it's a place that neither of y'all have been. And even if it's a place that one of y'all have been and the other person hasn't been, it's still exciting because y'all haven't done it together. And I feel like that, you know, naturally, like that serotonin and that excitement of doing something together that y'all have not done before should bring up that emotion, or bring out those intimacy feelings naturally. We've traveled to so many different places together, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be like somewhere extravagant out the country or anything like that. Like, we went on trips to Houston, we went on trips to Dallas, we've had staycations. I remember one weekend, and I think this was like shortly after we got married, I had booked us a cabin in Tennessee, and this was back when we lived in Georgia. And I didn't tell her where we were going. And so the whole time that because we drove there, and the whole time that we were driving there, and she started like seeing like we was in the hills and out in the country and stuff, and she was like, what the heck? Like, you know, stuff like that is exciting. Like, so I would definitely say traveling, have an open communication, like ask your partner, like, what are some things that you like what are some things that you want to try? And then also make sure to communicate the things that you want and that you crave for, because us as human beings, we evolve over time. You know what I'm saying? And your partner is not going to know what you want and what you don't want anymore if you don't say that. If there's anything that y'all want, that you want to try, like bring it up to your partner, see what they think. I don't think that you should be scared to bring anything up like that to your partner, because that's your partner. There should be no judgment there. And even if it's something that they're like, oh no, that's not for me, you should still feel like you're in a safe space to even bring that up in the first place. I'm not scared to talk to my wife about anything. I feel like the comfortability that we have with one another is so refreshing, because I know that I can bring something up to her and not be judged by it. So I think just those things is what works for us. And then also just dating often. Like, dating often. Like, if you find that there's been maybe like a month has went by and y'all have not went out on a date, like an intentional date, like I'm not just talking about like y'all going and picking up some food and then, you know, going home and doing your regular whatever. I'm talking about an intentional date, like y'all both got ready separately and like, you know, came together, or where y'all was like, oh, what are you wearing? Or like y'all hop on Instagram, scroll through like a bunch of like restaurants and stuff like that to see what y'all want to do. Like, I'm talking about that intentional dating. Like, ooh, we're somewhere new that we haven't been. Like, I could talk about this all day, because me and my baby, we're best friends. At the end of the day, just loving someone is not enough to keep it together. It takes work, it takes effort, it takes continually pursuing that person. And then while y'all are doing all these fun things together, those feelings should naturally like come up. For me, they do, at least, because that makes me excited. Like, we're going on a trip for my birthday, and I'm not gonna tell y'all where we're going yet. Y'all will see, because I will definitely be vlogging, but stuff like that excites me. What are some things on your bucket list? So my bucket list, for sure, I want to travel Africa. Me and my wife have talked about traveling in Africa. Sorry y'all, I cannot do eyeliner or anything that has to do with my eyes. I cannot do that and talk. Traveling Africa, we want to go live in another country. We've lived in other countries because we were both active duty military. So we love exploring, trying new foods, things like that. So living in another country, we want to do that. What else? What's on my bucket list? I don't know. I used to think that skydiving was on my bucket list, but I don't know anymore. I want to have a TED Talk. That's on my bucket list. I also want to be able to go to maybe like an impoverished country, or like a town or something like that. And what do they call them? I think it's like a where you go and you help like rebuild a town, or you just go like do some type of community service, or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but it's like you volunteer to go to another country or another state or another place, and you help them in their community. I would love to do that. I want to go on a trip to Turks and Caicos. I want to go on a trip to Thailand. I want to go on a trip to Maldives. Yes, so basically just things that are like exploring, community service type things. Like I said, the TED Talk, stuff like that. I feel like what's also on my bucket list, in which this is not something that I can just go do, but getting a 100K plaque for YouTube, that's something that's on my list that I have to check off, okay? I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Okay, so I'm going to do just one more question, because I'm pretty much almost done with my face. I think it came out pretty cute. For a stay-at-home, I'm not doing nothing face, I think it came out pretty cute. I don't know if y'all are really getting the vibe because of my light. I have to keep turning my light down so that I'm not like overexposed and that y'all can actually see what it's giving. Your thoughts on the election, y'all. I know y'all know we are in election season. We literally have what, we have 3 months left until the election, early November. So yeah, we have about 3 months left. My thoughts, honestly, because because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like it's a lot going on and it's a lot that's crazy. The last thing that I'm gonna put on is my Fenty Heat Gloss. I love this because it's plumping, and I have mine in glass slipper. I like to use glass slipper because I always do kind of like a darker, like mauve-y brownish liner, and I feel like that having this, like, it just like adds a little something something. Lately I've been doing like a dot of my Rare Beauty blush like on my lips. Actually, I will do that. I know I said this was gonna be all Fenty, but girl, I need to try those new Fenty like lip butters, lip liners. Like, oh my god, they look so good. I feel like the next time that I go to Sephora, that's what's gonna be on the menu. But yeah, I've just been putting like a little dab and dabbing that in between my liner, and it's been making like a pretty like cute ombre effect. Absolutely love that. But yeah, my thoughts on the election is, honestly, I feel like every year it gets, or not every year, but every election year it gets more and more and more important for us to educate ourselves and for us to freaking vote. Like that, I have heard so many people say like they're just not gonna vote at all, and my whole thing is why. Like, what if you don't care, right? Let's say you don't care, but you also don't care for either party, either of the major parties that's running. I feel like that is still so very imperative for you to vote regardless, just because you have to think of your daily life. You have to think of our kids' lives. You have to think of just the lives of other human beings that you love, even if you don't care for the two candidates that's running. Look at what will change if you don't vote for either of the either or the other, right? So if you don't like either person, my whole thing is, if you don't like either person, then you need to look at the changes that will come about with you know, either or person being in office. And personally, I'm thinking about my rights as a woman. I'm thinking about my rights as a LGBTQIA person. I am thinking about my friends' rights, my family's rights. I'm thinking about healthcare. I'm thinking about just all of those little things that will actually affect my daily life, and not more so focusing on who the people are. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of how you feel about people personally, you have got to look at what they're going to actually do. And I also urge that for the people that are running for like your state senate, your state governor, your local political positions, like, you have to be looking into those too. Overall, the election, like, is every 4 years, it's like getting wilder and wilder and wilder. But I feel very hopeful for this election. I feel like that we need to, you know, preserve our rights, not just as women, but just as a people. Protect other people's rights, protect our rights to healthcare, protect our veterans' rights. I'm a veteran, so I'm also looking at the things of that nature. Our elderly, like, I just want people to do their research, okay? Like, don't be so distracted on the things that's going on social media. The slander, the pandering, like just all of the like little things that get the social media's attention and the news's attention. Like, you have to do more research than that. Like, start researching things, start looking up interviews, go online, like, look up, what does this mean? What does this person stand for? What does this person have going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do more research other than just what is the first thing to pop up on your feed. My opinion on the election, as wild as it is, you have to sift through the BS, okay, and find the things that truly matter to you, the things that are truly going to affect you personally, and affect your family and your friends, and move on that. But please vote. If you feel either party is not the winning candidate for you, I'm not here to sway nobody's position on anything. I don't want to get too deep on no positions on anything. All I'm saying is, because this is not a political channel at all, but I will say, please do your research. don't just look at what people are posting on social media, what's going viral on social media. Do your research, read, and just think about what's important to you and the people that you love, and move on that. In November, everybody needs to be at a poll. I will be, okay? I'm gonna have my sticker and I'm gonna be on Instagram like, have you voted? Have you voted? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Okay, ladies, so that is gonna wrap it up for this girl chit chat Q&A type of vibe. As you can see, my face is complete minus mascara. But yes, I used pretty much all Fenty products, and I think the face came out good. At first it looked a little orange with the skin tint, but I absolutely love it. And y'all know I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, so if y'all are looking for a skin tint that is going to cover hyperpigmentation, yeah, she's it, okay? I definitely need to go check out their new, I believe it's soft lit foundation. For sure, Riri, you did your thing on that one, girl, okay? Thank y'all so much for everyone who submitted a question. I truly appreciate y'all. I can't wait to do more of these in the future, because like I said, I got my new setup here, and I can't wait to show y'all. Stay tuned for vlogs, because y'all be able to see like exactly what's going on up in here. But again, thank you so much for sharing space with me today. If you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, girl. Leave me a comment down below, and also do not forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And then also don't forget to slide on over to Instagram and TikTok and follow me there at _Kee Samone. And also, if you have not already, I will make sure to leave the link. If I can leave the link in the comment, I don't think I can leave links in comments, but I will make sure to leave a link in my description box for my link to my Sephora Squad, my personalized Sephora Squad testimonial link. If any of my content, anything, whether it's been a makeup video, whether it's been a vlog, whether it's been a sit down chit chat video, if it's inspired you in some way, or if it has helped you in some way, then I please ask that you leave me a genuine, sweet testimonial, just letting Sephora know that I will be a great ambassador for their upcoming 2024 Sephora Squad. And yes, thank you all so much, and I will just see you all in my next one.
I ain't picking out rest. Said she want love, but the bitch want lust. Can't home, caught by it. We ain't gotta hit money, we ain't got rich like, oh. Yeah. I be looking like, then what the fuck? We pull up.